Hi, in this video I will show you how we can create Azure IoT Hub service using Terraform and deployment via GitHub Actions. Okay, so as you see in my screen, I have my complete environment ready now. Okay, for your purpose, if you want to know that how you can set up the GitHub account, GitHub repo, GitHub Actions related configurations, and also how to set up the required secrets, please do watch my previous video where I have explained everything from the scratch. Yeah, and also one kind request, please do subscribe my channel. That would really encourage me a lot. Okay, with that note, let's directly jump to this demo. Yeah. So here as you see in my screen, so I'm currently in my Visual Studio Code. I have already cloned my GitHub repo. Okay, so my GitHub repo contains .github folder, and under that I have a subfolder that is workflow folder. Yeah, so these are the folder structure being created when I create the GitHub actions. Okay, yeah, and after that I have the two more Terraform file at the root, that is Azure IoT Hub.terraform and the main.terraform file. Okay, so that's the structure of my repo. Yeah, and I'm currently in my future branch. So future branch is nothing but my development branch, where I do the infrastructure as a coding task. Okay, once I do the required coding in the Terraform, I do merger to my upstream future branch. Okay, so from where the GitHub actions will be kicked in. Okay, so in regards to that I will explain later, but before we jump to this the line by line code walkthrough, let me quickly represent you. Let me quickly give an overview about the what actually I'm going to show here in a pictorial representation. Yeah, so let me open that picture. So here you go, right? So this is the picture which I have drawn by using the logos. Okay, required logos, so that you will understand that which is the service which gets provided, which is the service which is content which is hosting the service, or something like that. Yeah, so as you see here, so I have the two big logos. One is the GitHub account, and I have the Azure logo. Yeah, so GitHub account, as you know, that it is hosting the GitHub repo, it is hosting the GitHub actions. Okay, so indeed the GitHub repo will be hosting our the programming files, are nothing but our Terraform files. Yeah, and also the GitHub account is currently hosting the CI/CD tool, that is the GitHub actions. Okay, henceforth I have added these two logos, that is the Terraform and the GitHub actions logo under the GitHub account. Yeah, and finally I have the under Azure account logo, I have added the Azure GitHub service logo. Yeah, so this is the Azure GitHub service logo. So okay, so finally the below pipeline, it makes sense now that from the first. Okay, from let me start from the first. So from the first I have the Visual Studio Code symbol. So Visual Studio Code is nothing but an IDE where I will be doing my coding. Yeah, once I do my coding, I will be making these changes get merged to my upstream branch. Okay, the upstream branch is the branch which sits in the GitHub account. Yeah, and once the codes are pushed to the GitHub account, then automatically those codes will invoke the respective GitHub actions, respectively defined GitHub actions. Okay, and these GitHub actions will run these Terraform file, and at the end it will provision the required Azure service. Here we are showing the Azure IoT device creation via Terraform, right? So henceforth the below pipeline will make sense now. Yeah, like from the Visual Studio Code, then it is the GitHub repo, then from the GitHub repo, then again it is goes to the GitHub actions. The GitHub actions in turn will provision the Azure IoT Hub. Okay, so that's what I'm going to show now in the demo. Yeah, okay, so this is the bit overview about my demo in the format of pictorial. Yeah, so let's directly jump to the code overview. Yeah, as you see here, I'm currently in my future branch, which future branch is nothing but, again, I'm denote it as a development branch where I will be doing my infrastructure as a coding task. Okay, yeah, so again, so as I explained, like the workflow folder is hosting two Terraform file, nothing but these two Terraform files are meant for the respective GitHub actions. Yeah, so first, let me explain the Terraform plan file. So this is the Terraform plan file, nothing but a GitHub action, which is meant to run whenever I make changes to my future branch. Okay, whenever I do make the changes to my future branch, or whenever I introduce new Terraform file or new program files, whenever and after that, when I do a push to this branch, to upstream branch, then automatically this GitHub action will be invoked. Yeah, and what it does is it will compile, and it will do the comparison, and it will do the evaluation in the backend, and it will create a draft. Okay, so that draft, okay, so the draft contains the summary of the infrastructure, what actually the Terraform will going to create. Okay, so that summary will help the developer, or will help the reviewer to identify that whether the Terraform will actually serving your purpose, or actually is it creating your required infrastructure in a required manner or not. Okay, so once you know that summary, then automatically you can go ahead and provision the next step, that is Terraform apply. Okay, so that's what the Terraform plan does here in my case. Yeah. And the next file is Terraform apply. Okay, as the name says, this file is meant to apply my Terraform, okay, to provision the required Azure infrastructure. Yeah, so here I'm targeting this file to run whenever I make changes to my main branch. Okay, so let me make a note that my main branch is nothing but I denote it as a production branch. Okay, so production branch is something like from which only I will do a release to the production subscription or production Azure account. Yeah, so and make a policy and make a note that you should not directly commit any changes to your main branch, but always make a habit or make a policy in a such a way that you always make a changes to your main file via pull request merger. Okay, pull request merger from my future branch to my main branch. Okay, yeah. So let's say we have merged our changes from future branch to our main branch, then automatically this file will be invoked and this file will do the required infrastructure provisioning. Okay, so that's the reason this action is meant for. Okay, yeah. So that's about the required the GitHub workflows, nothing but GitHub Actions files. Yeah, and after that again I have two more Terraform file under the root of my repo. One is Azure IoT Hub.terraform file. So this is the Terraform file which contains the end-to-end definition of the required resources to create Azure IoT Hub. Okay, and also I have the one more file with the name main.terraform file. So this main.terraform file is nothing but, as the name suggests, it contains the two blocks. One is the provider block, nothing but it defines what is the provider, that is the Azure RM provider. Yeah, and after that I have one more block, that is the Terraform backend configuration block, which keeps the data about the my Terraform state files. Okay, so that's a brief about that main.terraform file. And finally, this is the Azure IoT Hub.terraform file. This is the core Terraform file, which is responsible for creating the end-to-end resources that is required to create Azure IoT Hub using the Terraform. Okay, yeah, and we are invoking this file via GitHub Actions. Okay, so I will show you that demo and at the end of, okay, at the end of this code walkthrough. Okay, so let me quickly walk you through this main file so that you will understand that how you can code the Terraform to create the required Azure IoT Hub service. Okay, so again, so let me quickly walk from the top of this file. So again, like here I'm creating the Azure resource group. So as you know that every Azure services will be created in a container of an Azure called Azure RM resource group or Azure resource group in general. Yeah, so every resources need a container. Okay, without that you cannot create any services in Azure. Okay, so that's a thumb rule in Azure. So here, so as needed, we are creating a resource group with this definition. Okay, so this is the block which is responsible for creating that. So let me quickly walk you through this. This is the keyword, that is Azure RM resource underscore group. Yeah, so this is the keyword or resource type to create the resource group. This is my variable. Okay, this is the variable. I keep it constant across my code. Yeah, and inside this flower bucket block, we are giving the required parameters, that the name and the locations of my resource group. Okay, this is my name and this is my location of the resource group. Okay, so these two parameters will be consumed down the code. Yeah, down in the code. Yeah, so please have a note of this, and we will be using these names oftenly in the below code. Yeah, and after that, so as you know that the to create the IoT Hub, we need the supplementary, or we need the additional resources to make the IoT Hub functioning. Okay, so here I'm just so here we are creating the storage account. Okay, so that I can use the storage account as my endpoint. Okay, where I will be storing the required data into the storage account. So henceforth I'm creating a storage account here. So let me quickly show you this. So this is the block which creates the Azure RM storage account. Okay, so this again a resource. Yeah, and it's a keyword. So the keyword to create Azure storage account is Azure RM underscore storage underscore account. Yeah, and after that, this is the variable which stores the data of my Azure storage account. And after that, inside this flower bucket block, we are giving the required parameters to create the Azure storage account. So that is the name of my Azure storage account. So make sure that you make this name as a unique, because this is the unique across the Azure. Yeah, and this is my resource group. As I said earlier, that I'm referencing the resource group name across the code below. Yeah, so this is my resource group reference, and again the location reference is being taken from the same resource group definition. account tier. Okay, so the account tier of my storage account, I'm making it as a standard, and the replication type making it as a LRS. Okay, that's locally redundant service. Okay, whereas for your purpose you can change it according to your requirement. Yeah. And after that, as I said, like I'm using the storage account as an endpoint to store the required the messages from IoT hub to this endpoint. Okay, so henceforth we need a container, right, to store the file. Henceforth we are creating the container with this block definition. Okay, so this container will be created in the above created storage account. Again, to create Azure RM storage account container, we need to define it in a such a this is the we need to define it. So this is the keyword or the resource type in the Terraform. Okay, in the Terraform language. Yeah. So the it's Azure RM underscore storage underscore container. So this is the keyword or resource type to create the Azure storage container. Again, I'm giving the same variable across the code. Yeah. And inside this flower bucket block, we are giving the required parameters to create the storage account container. That is the name, a storage account name, and the access type. Okay, yeah. So again, as you see, the storage account name is been referenced from the above storage account definition. Okay, so that you can correlate it here. Okay, once I select it here, it's getting replicated here, right? So I'm using the same. Yeah, this is the variable, and after that, this is my attribute. Yeah, same being referenced here. And after that, we are creating the event hub as well. So here I'm using the two endpoints. Okay, one is storage account, other one is my event hub. Okay, so what I do is I create I create IoT hub, and I will make two endpoints of this IoT hub so that the message will be populated to these endpoints. Okay, so that's what I mean in this demo. Yeah, henceforth I'm creating these two resources again before I create the IoT hub resources. Okay, so this is my event hub namespace. Okay, as you know that the event hub to create a event hub you need to have a event hub namespace. Okay, the namespace is nothing but a container which hosts the event hubs. Okay, so this is the namespace definition, event hub namespace definition in Terraform. Again, event hub namespace is nothing but a resource, and again we are creating a resource via Terraform by using this keyword or the resource type, that is Azure RM underscore event hub underscore namespace. This is the variable. Inside this flower bucket block, we are giving the required parameters to create the event hub namespace. That is the name. Yeah, this is my name. Resource group, again referenced from the above. Location being referenced from the above resource group. Yeah, the scope of my namespace, event hub namespace is basic. Yeah, I'm using the basic, but for the production it is not recommended. Always use the other standard or premium based SKUs. Yeah. And after that, I'm creating the as I said, like I have the event hub namespace. Now it's time to create an event hub inside that namespace. So this is the block which does the same task. Okay, again the event hub is a resource, and this is the keyword to create the event hub inside the event hub namespace, that is Azure RM underscore event hub. This is the variable. Okay, after that we are giving the required parameters inside it. Yeah, it's a very same syntax will be followed across the Azure services, but the parameter will change from service to service. Okay, so the common parameters like name and resource group remain same as it is for all the services. Yeah, so I'm giving this name, the resource group again referenced from the above namespace. Okay, here it needs a namespace, henceforth we are referencing the same namespace from above, that is the event hub namespace. Yeah, and the partition count. Okay, the partition count is making made as a 2, and the message retention is equal to 1. Yeah, and after that we are creating the authorization rule. Yeah, we need an authorization rule so that the service can push the messages to this event hub inside the event hub namespace. Okay, henceforth we need an authorization rule, and that is getting created via this block. Okay, so this is the block which creates the event hub authorization rule. Again, it's a resource, and the keyword or the resource type to create the event hub authorization rule is something like this, that is Azure RM underscore event hub underscore authorization underscore rule. This is the variable. Again, inside this flower bucket block we are giving the required parameters, that is the resource group name, again referenced. This is the resource group name being referenced from above. Namespace is also being referenced from the above. Event hub namespace is also being referenced from the above. Then the name is that is the authorization rule is ACT test. Yeah, and the send is true. Yeah, so this is the complete the definition of authorization rule, that is the event hub authorization rule. Yeah, and next we are creating the IoT hub. Okay, so this is the big definition of IoT hub. Let me quickly walk you through. Yeah, even though it's a big. Yeah, so it's a big block. Okay, I cannot select it. It starts from the 50 to 40, 50 to 96 lines. Okay, so this is a big definition. Again, the IoT hub. Okay, the IoT hub is a resource. Yeah, so let me make a bit larger here so that you can see in one screen. Yeah. Again, the IoT hub is a resource in the Azure as well as in the Terraform. Henceforth, it's denoted as a resource. So this is the keyword or the resource type to create IoT hub, that is Azure RM underscore IoT hub. This is the variable which stores the data of my IoT hub. Inside this flower bucket block, we are defining our IoT hub. Okay, it's not, we are not only creating the IoT hub, but we are defining this further tasks of IoT hub as well. Okay, hence for the definition of the IoT hub is big larger. Yeah, inside this flower bracket block, let me walk you through line by line. So this is the name, we are giving this customized IoT hub name. Then the resource group name, again referenced from the above. Location is been referenced from the above, so it's a location. So I'm making the a constant location for all the services, and I'm referencing from the resource group. But for your case it might change, hence please change it according to your requirement. Yeah, and the SKU of my IoT hub is again the SKU name is S1 and the capacity is 1. Yeah, okay, so that's what I have defined in the SKU, but you need to change this according to your requirement. Yeah, and as I said, like I have created two endpoints, right? So these two endpoints will be consumed by the IoT hub. Okay, so those two will become an endpoint, and the IoT hub will be use those the endpoints. One endpoint is my storage account, and the other endpoint is my event hub. Okay, yeah. So let me define the let me explain the endpoint, that is the storage account endpoint. That is, this is again a endpoint block. Yeah, this is an object type parameter. The name is endpoint. Inside this flower bucket block, we are giving the required parameters. Again, making the type as a IoT hub storage container. Okay, and the connection string. So this is the connection string to my storage account. So this is my storage account. This is the variable, the primary blob connection string. Okay, so that's what been referenced from the above created storage account. Then the name, I'm just making it as a export because I'm exporting something from the IoT hub to this endpoint. Yeah, and the batch frequency, the frequency in seconds is 1 minute. Okay, I'm making it at 660, henceforth it's 1 minute. Yeah, the maximum chunk size is I'm defining in the bytes. Okay, this is something like 10 MB something. Yeah, and the container name, so I'm the container name, so I'm giving the container name which I have created just above. Okay, and the encoding type is Avro. Yeah, you can change it according to your requirement. Then the file format is something like a formatted one, which you can see here, right? Yeah, so that's a one endpoint definition. So again, one more endpoint is there which we have created, that is event hub, right? So again, that endpoint is defined something like this. That is the type, and that is IoT hub event hub. This is the type of my endpoint. The connection string, okay, the connection string is nothing but authorization string. Okay, so the event hub authorization rule and the IoT hub primary connection string. Okay, this is the same, the authorization rule for event hub which we created above, we will be referenced here. Yeah, then the name of this endpoint, I'm making it as a export to. One is export is the storage account, the other export is my event hub. Yeah, so finally, so again after that, we have few more definition. That's again our object, that is a route object. Again contains a name, that is export. A source is the device message, and the condition is true. The endpoint name is making it as a export, and the enabled equal to true. Okay, so we have the two endpoints. Okay, these two endpoints needs a route, right? So henceforth the respective routes has been defined here, one with the name export and the other is name with the name export to. Okay, that we have given just above. Yeah, similarly, the source is just a device message. Okay, and the condition is always true, and enabled is true. Yeah, and after that I'm just adding a tag to my IoT hub as a testing. Yeah, so that's it. That's a very straightforward definition and complete end-to-end walkthrough of creating the Azure IoT Hub using the Terraform. Okay, now we have defined it. Let's deploy it via GitHub Actions. Okay, so let me comment it, an example comment, and let me save it. Okay, so once it's saved, I need to make a commit after staging. I will make it as a IoT Hub demo. Yeah, and let me commit to my local branch. Once I commit this to my local branch, I need to sync it to my upstream branch. So once I sync it to my upstream branch, as I explained in the starting of this video, like my GitHub, one of my GitHub actions will be invoked. So let's see which GitHub actions will be invoked now. Yeah, so this is my GitHub account. Yeah, so this is my GitHub account, this is my my repo. Yeah, so this is my repo, and the code contains these files. Okay, currently workflow is there, main is there, but Azure IoT Hub Terraform is not there because that is still on the in my development branch. That is my future branch one. Yeah, so let's directly go to the actions and see if the action got kicked in. Okay, so as you see here, the Terraform plan action has successfully kicked in, and it is currently evaluating and creating a creating a draft, okay, a draft or a summary of the plan of the IoT hub, okay. So let's see what the Terraform plan says now. Okay, so again, as I explained earlier, so my plan is like this. Okay, so whenever I make a changes to my infrastructure, I do first commit to my upstream future branch. Okay, then automatically my Terraform plan action will be kicked in, and it will give me a summary. By analyzing summary, what I know that whether I'm going to do a right thing or wrong thing. Okay, if a wrong thing, then I will correct it. If it's the right thing, then I will go step ahead and I will make it as a provision. Okay, so that's a simple straightforward CI/CD strategy which I showed here, right? So let's quickly walk through the Terraform plan. Okay, so let me quickly walk you through this Terraform plan summary. Okay, it says it's going to add multiple resources. Okay, one is the event hub, then the event hub, the authorization rule, yeah, and after that event hub namespace, it's a container, yeah, and it's also adding the IoT hub, yeah, which is our main service, and there should be resource groups, yeah. So here you go, this is the resource group, a storage account, and there should be a storage account container as well. So let's go down and see if the storage account container, yeah, here you go, the storage account container. Okay, so indeed the plan summary says like there is a 7 resource going to added in your subscription, 0 changes and 0 rest. Okay, we are happy with this summary. Let's go ahead and provision the IoT hub. Okay, so how do I do it? Okay, let me show you how I will be doing that. What I do is I will create a pull request against my main branch from my future branch. Okay, so I'm targeting my future branch to my main branch. Okay, so I'm creating a pull request here. So let me create a quick pull request and merge it. So let me finish the merger. So once the merger is successfully created, then we should see one more action gets automatically kicked in here, which is actually doing the infrastructure provisioning. Okay, that is Terraform plan. Okay, Terraform apply, sorry. Yeah, so here you go. The Terraform apply GitHub action has successfully been kicked in. Okay, so and let's open and quickly follow these logs. Okay, what actually this Terraform apply is doing right now. Yeah, so as you see, the previous steps has already been ran, and now it is running the Terraform apply. Okay, so this is the time from where the infrastructure provisioning starts in my Azure subscription. Okay, so let me show my subscription. Yeah, so this is my subscription. So let me go to the resource groups. Yeah, so here you go. There is a only network watcher. So this is the previously created network watcher, and this is my one more RG which is hosting the Terraform state file. That is nothing but backend configuration data will be hosted in this RG. Yeah, so since we are provisioning the since we are provisioning the IoT hub now, so the new RG should be created, and in that RG all the resources should be created. Okay, let's follow this Terraform apply logs. Okay, first one, it has provisioned the resource group first. Okay, here you go, this is the ID. Yeah, and it has successfully provisioned the storage account. Yeah, and it has provisioned the container as well. Yeah, this is my container ID. Now it is provisioning the event hub namespace. Yeah, so currently it is creating the event hub namespace. Okay, so once the event hub namespace is provisioned, it will provision the event hub. Okay, and after that it will go ahead and provision the required IoT device. Okay, so that's what. Okay, so how I'm telling is because I understand that how the Terraform works. Okay, it will automatically identify the dependency, and it will try to provision the resources. Okay, if the resources are independent, then it will provision them in a asynchronous mode. Okay, so again, the namespace has been successfully created, and the event hub is also been successfully created. Yeah, and authorization rule inside this event hub has also been successfully provisioned. Yeah, now it is creating the final product, that is IoT hub. Okay, so let's wait for this IoT hub to get created, because indeed it is takes some time. Yeah, let's wait for it, because we have defined the not only IoT hub, because we have defined the two endpoints for that IoT hub. Those will be created during this time only. Yeah, let's wait for it and check if it successfully provisions. Okay, there is a possibility that it might fail. Okay, but if it fails, I will help you to correct it. Okay, I will show you that how you can troubleshoot the Terraform errors as well. Okay, so that's what my target here as well. If it provisions, then we are good. If not, then I will be helping you in the troubleshooting this the Terraform infrastructure provisioning. Yeah, so again, let's wait for some time. Okay, meantime, it's as it provisions, let me show you that if the resource group got created, and inside that if resources also been created, as you see here. So this is my resource group which I defined in the Terraform, and it got created. Okay, so let's go inside this resource group and see. Yeah, so here you go. So we have the required resources being created, that is the event hub namespace, and this is my storage account being created. Okay, so currently IoT hub is getting provisioned. Yeah, let's wait for some time. Okay, so meantime, so let's see if the IoT hub is in succeeded state or it is in provisioning state. I believe it is in provisioning state because it is still getting created. Yeah, so IoT hub is not functional because it's not active, because yeah, it is still in under provisioning state. Okay, henceforth it's in not active state now. Yeah, so okay, so once the IoT device is provisioned, then we are good with the our demo. Yeah, so this is the straightforward way that how you can provision the IoT device, and also simultaneously configure the required configuration in the IoT device with using your with using the Terraform infrastructure as a code methodology, and also provisioning the same infrastructure via CI/CD method. Nothing but so here the CI/CD tool is my GitHub Actions, right? So yeah, so let's wait for some more time so that it can finish up its service provisioning. Yeah, inside this is the storage account which we defined it got created, and let me take you inside the container if our container got created. So this is the container which got created. Yeah, inside this container it will be pushing the message. So our IoT hub will be pushing the messages inside this container. Yeah, so that's what we have defined there. And the event hub. Okay, so inside the event hub, event hub namespace, we have one more event hub. Let's see if that got created. So this is the event hub which we created via Terraform. Okay, so this is the event hub, and let's see if the authorization rule has also been successfully created. So where is the authorization rule? Let me show you that one as well. It should be inside the access policies. Yeah, here you go. So this is the access policy which we created, right, for it. Yeah, so all the pre-required resources have been created. Now it is creating the final resource, that is the IoT hub. Yeah, here you go. The IoT hub is successfully provisioned. Yeah, it took 4 minutes, but it has successfully provisioned. So let me quickly show you. So it has provisioned after 3 minutes. Here you go. So this says that this is the ID of your IoT hub which got successfully provisioned. Yeah, let's see summary. What summary says? Here you go. So the total 7 resources is being provisioned successfully, added successfully, zero changes, zero just okay. So that's it. That's quick, complete end-to-end demo of how to provision the Azure IoT Hub using Terraform and deployment via GitHub Actions. Okay. Before I close up, let me show you. So let me wait for 1 minute and show you if the IoT Hub pushes some meshes under the created container. Yeah. So let's see if the IoT device has been registered. Some devices been registered here. So I'm just clicking into it. Okay, I'm just showing you. Okay, so this is so we are actually done with our demo, but for the purpose of making you more knowledgeable, right? So I'm just showing you as your for your information. Okay, yeah. So no devices is been added, but we are making a dummy connection. Okay, henceforth it's not been added. But this is the place where you will be adding your IoT devices. Okay, this is the hub being created. You will register your IoT device here, and from where the every IoT the applications will be working, right? And this is the initiation point where the your IoT applications will be running. Yeah, and let me show you. So let me show the endpoints. Okay, so built-in endpoints. So let me see if any endpoints are being created. Um, yeah, the portions are something. Yeah, okay. So here you can see, right. So the event hub. Okay, the event hub endpoints are already been pointing here, right. So this is the compactable event hub which we created, right. So this is what the name is getting populated here. So henceforth our configuration is being registered in our IoT hub. Okay, and so this is the shared access policy as well. Yeah, which is been added here. Okay, so the device. Okay, this is the IoT device got automatically configured. Okay, according to your configuration. Okay, that's what I mean to show you by each property by property. Okay, so this is the message export. Okay, as you see here under message export, our export definition has already been created. Okay, and the respective definition is also been configured. Okay, so let me take you, if I can take you there. This is the export one definition which we have created. So this is the export one, and the routing query is true. Yeah, it's enabled, and the test. Okay, so let me do a test. test route. So let me do a test route. Okay, the message matched query, and let me save it. We should, okay, so what I meant to show is I'm just showing you the IoT level configurations, if the configurations are been successfully passed or not. Okay, so and you, as you see here, it has successfully passed. Okay, and let me quickly last time watch if the any messages are being populated under this container. Okay, that marks the complete good demo. Yeah. So we should be waiting for some time so that the IoT messages will be populated here. Okay, but so till here our demo is completed. Whereas further next step, it belongs to the IoT application developers. Okay, where they can go ahead and work on this one again. So I would again I would encourage you to explore in regards to this IoT device and find out more in and out of this IoT device. Okay, so here marks our complete demo on the IoT device creation and its configurations via Terraform and deployment via GitHub Actions. Okay. With that note, thanks for watching my videos, and also one more kind request: please do subscribe my channel. That would really encourage me a lot. Okay. With that note, thank you. Thanks a lot.